All right, Stars fans, welcome to the Foil. This is Danny Cohen, and since we're rolling out the new name, if you know what the Foil is, comment in the box down below. I'd love to see what you think. So, Dallas is a bipolar team, and let me explain. We are 4-1 against the Central going into this game against Nashville. We're a 500 team when you count the overtime losses as losses, and we've been injury riddled, so you can kind of understand why they are. Despite being a 500 team, we've had points in 7 of our last 8, but we've also lost 3 of our last 4. So we head into Nashville, and hopefully we can turn this around with a little healthier team. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor, subscribe, like, comment, share this, post this on wherever it is that you get your hockey fix. And I would love to see these viewers go up and see if we can't get a little more going on here. So Dallas is coming off of a 7-5 loss to Anaheim in a wild game that saw us lose 2 leads. Ottinger was very shaky. Hintz, Foxa, and Jake were back in the game. Hintz and Foxa were out due to injury and illness. Jake was out due to the birth of a baby. So it was good to get those guys back, but it was not enough. So before we had a comeback against the Nashville Predators this season, a 3-2 win, one of our cookie cutter comeback wins that we've had all year, where we were down 2-0 and came back to win it. Bork had a beauty of an assist to Rantanen for the game-winning goal on that one, and I'd love to see Bork return to form. Can he refine that playmaking magic? He needs to. We need him to. Nashville is tied for the second least wins in the league with 5. They still are only several points out of the wild card position with 4 overtime losses. And I've touched base on this before, but I'm going to bring it up again. This is why we've got to do away with the overtime loss single point as we know it. Because it just throws off, I think, the merit of who's the better team that's out there. This is a Nashville team that's really not good, and somehow, because they've had a whole lot of overtime losses, they're still in the mix. You could say the same for us as well, though we're taking advantage of that, and you like to see it. The Dallas Stars are a 500 team, and yet they're in the top third of the league, more or less, right now. So Nashville is coming off of a 3-1 loss to Philadelphia, and so we're both coming off of losses here, looking to rebound. Things that could help. Robo needs to score. He only has 3 goals on the year, which would put him on pace for 20-something, which is well below where he needs to be. We're seeing an uptrend in the play of Miro Heiskanen, which is great to see. He's coming off of a 4-assist game. He looks like he's skating better. He's making better plays. Overall, everything's kind of going in the right direction. We're still seeing some defensive lapses in terms of his decision making, especially that in that last game we saw him pinch where he did not need to when we had a lead and we were on the power play. So a couple things he needs to clean up, but if he can clean that up, he is going to be looking in fine form. Mikko is solidifying his future captaincy here in Dallas. I mean, when Jamie Benn steps aside, who else is it going to be? People have talked about Wyatt. I don't feel like he's physical enough to be the kind of captain that you need sometimes to bring the dogfight out of your team. And so Mikko has been so consistent with not only his production, but his physical play. Night in, night out, he has been the pulse beat of this team in the absence of Jamie Benn. So uh, he's having a great start to the year. On pace for 123 points. We're still early going, so it's hard to really get a grasp of where he's going to actually end up. But just to give you an idea, the franchise record of 114 was set by Bobby Smith as a Minnesota North Star. So what he's doing right now, if he continues it throughout the season, is historic level scoring. Wyatt, for his part, is having a career year in both goals and points. He's well over a point a game. He is on a 53 goal pace. Again, if we're looking at franchise records, if he keeps this up, he's just shy of the franchise record of 55. So let's see if he can continue to produce like this. If we have production out of both Mikko and Wyatt through, when we get towards the later part of the season, if they're still doing this, we're going to be looking at records, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these two chase those records at the end of the season here. So Harley is, on the flip side of things, is struggling. He's struggling in both ends of the ice. He's had only 1 point in 5 games played. That's only 1 assist. So for him, that's pretty low. Pretty low numbers. He's making mistakes defensively that are just not to the level of play that we've seen from him in the playoffs last year, and so he's got some work that he's got to do. Going into this game, Nashville has some injuries. Speaking of defensemen, Roman Josi is out with an upper body injury, and then they've got a lower line player, Cole Smith, who is out as well. So Dallas is still out. Jamie Benn. I think Duchesne is probably not going to be in there today, though both Ben and Duchesne have been skating. So that's positive to see, and it looks like they're on their way to being back up in the lineup here. And then we're also out Nils Lundqvist, who's been on IR. So Nashville's had their problems. They can't score. Philip Forsberg leads the team with 6 goals, 12 points in 16 games played. That's their top guy. That's not a lot of production. Their defensive pairings look miserable without Roman Josi out there, so they are struggling through right now. Dallas's offense is 22nd in the league at 2.86 goals per game. You expect that to come up with Hintz coming back and Duchesne coming back in the lineup, and then Ben here as well. But at least for now, they're kind of middle of the pack, a little less. Nashville's offense is in the basement at 30th overall at 2.44 goals per game. So, this is a team that you can definitely outscore. Our defense is also middle of the pack or lower at 3.21 goals against per game. So our 5-on-5 play is just not really that good. And if our power play wasn't what it was, we'd be talking a different story about the start of this season. So it's something to be very grateful for, that we've had one of the top power plays in the league, because it's really bailed us out of this injury-plagued beginning part of the year. Nashville's defense is 26th overall. Ours is 21st. So both not so great. Dallas's power play is 3rd overall. This is what we were talking about a second ago. 34%, over 40% at home, just crushing it at home. Nashville's penalty kill is decent, 82%, good for 14th overall. Their power play is not as good. They're 28th overall at 14.3%. So our power play is more than double as productive as theirs. Dallas's penalty kill is just as bad as their power play at 70.5%. So it should be interesting to watch one of the worst power plays go against one of the worst penalty kills in Dallas here in this game. So if we look around the league, we've got two really young players that are number 1 and number 2 in points. Macklin Celebrini leads the league with 23 points, and Bedard has 22. They're both drafted within the last several years. Leo Carlsson, who we saw in the last game, is tied for 6th overall with Rantanen at, I think, 20 points for those guys. So, my question is, are we entering a new era here? Again, it's a little early in the season, but whenever you see these highly touted number 1 overall picks, Leo Carlsson was, I believe, a number 2 overall pick, that are up there in the tops of the league. Kind of makes you wonder, are we seeing a changing of the guard here? So something to watch for. This is going to be a good game. I would hope that we win this one, being that Nashville is not such a good team, not as good as the teams that we've been playing here recently, and we've got all of these reinforcements that have come in. So let's cross our fingers for a Dallas Stars win here tonight, and I'll come back with some great tidbits for you in the post game. And you guys have a good day. Enjoy it.